Sphere of Russia is over on the far side, Rodriguez of Spain, and Banjo of France, Astron from Finland, Abrantes of Portugal, Mancini from Switzerland, then Chambers in 7, and Zilka from the Czech Republic. And if you want a gauge at the World Indoor Championships last year, which of course Chambers won, 3 or 4 of these other athletes were in those championships and didn't even get out of the semi-finals into the finals. So the gap at that time was there to see, and it should really be here today. But just that question mark around his performance this morning. Russian indoor champion, 21 years of age, Alexander Speer. David Angel Rodriguez. And alongside him, a big cheer, I'm sure, for Marshall and Banjo. Bronze medalist in both sprints at the European Championships last year. Jonathan Astrand from Finland, their indoor champion this year. Abrantes of Portugal actually beat Francis Obiquelu in the Portuguese Championships, but Obiquelu looks as though he's come on since then. Pascal Mancini, now he was a bit of a shock really in the rounds, or the heats rather, this morning. Maybe as much of a shock as Dwayne Chambers was, but he looks a little more focused there, doesn't he? I wonder what's going through his mind. Zilka of the Czech Republic in lane 8, so top 2. But if he starts like he did this morning, and he might find 1 or 2 here might be ahead of him, he really should be able to win this at ease and just underline that he is the defending champion and that this is normally his domain. Of course, the French are looking forward to seeing Christophe Lemaitre, but Banjo carrying the flag for them in this first semi-final. Nice and cleanly away. Chambers again isn't very good out of the blocks. Abrantes is going well, but here comes Dwayne Chambers. That's better from him, and Banjo right with him. They're the 2 to go through. Well, again, took a little while to get into his running, and just about had enough. And Banjo right there with him, but it's still not vintage Chambers, that's for sure. But it was enough to take him through, and that's about as much as you could probably say, Colin.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. He just did enough to get through again and to win that race indeed. He's a little bit more tension as he's running there than he did in the qualifying rounds. But, you know, we're not going to argue. Make sure that he's through to the final. The biggest difference what I've seen on Dwayne out the blocks, that he's not driving out the blocks the way we're used to seeing him do that. He gets upright quite quickly, which is not the way we used to see Dwayne coming out of the blocks. So perhaps that's one of the reasons why he's slightly, a little bit, a little bit gingerly, a little bit wayward out of the blocks. But it looks a little bit better, that's for sure. And it's not far off his season's best. And he's chatting with Phil Jones.
Well, Dwayne, job done, and a better race there than this morning. How would you assess the day?
First of all, I just want to apologise for my abrupt exit this morning. But I just wasn't right mentally. And it took that race to wake me up, but I'm feeling a lot more better now.
And the start there, maybe not your best. It wasn't, as Steve said in commentary, vintage Dwayne Chambers, but you still managed to win the race.
Yeah, it's not getting any easier at my age. I'm still enjoying being out here, and again, it's just a great opportunity to be competing today.
And so what more do you think is to come from you for tomorrow's final?
Well, I'm going to have to beat my best, most definitely. We've got 2 Banjok just made the final, and got Fearon, the other Brit, and Christophe Lemaitre to look out for. So it's going to be a tough one, but one I think everyone's going to enjoy.
Yeah, everyone's billing it as a showdown between you and Lemaitre here in Paris, really, aren't they?
It is, and again, this is just a great opportunity to show how great European sprinting is. And this is just a great showcase to show what we really can do.
And for people watching at home, how much has this been the focal point for you, the indoors, and how much really is it one last around the outdoor season for you and Daegu later in the year?
Well, our main focus is the outdoor. So everything we've done this time around has been geared towards the outdoor training. So, coming here is just an opportunity for me to compete again, get my mind sharp and get over what happened last year, you know. So, you know, it's just great being out here, and I'm going to take it day by day and enjoy it while I can.
We hope it all clicks for you tomorrow, and we wish you well for the finals.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, it was a step